Oh, you just pressed play on This Week with Drunk Astrology. My name is Graham Breitenstein. I'm your astrologer and the creator of Drunk Astrology. If you're looking for someone to make astrology make sense to you and for you, well, my friend, you have come to the right place. Here on this podcast, we discuss the weekly cosmic weather. And when we break it down, we break it down. I believe that astrology can be used as a tool to inform your daily decisions and enhance your day-to-day life. So if you're ready to have a hell of a lot of fun with astrology, make some strategic decisions, and to just keep it real, well, that journey starts right now. Here we go, one more time, everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now, yes, here we go. Drunk Astro's got the flow. Hey, wait a minute. I think I just freestyled something amazing. Anyway, welcome to another podcast. This is for the week of January 16th through the 22nd, 2023, the third week of the new year, and here we go. Drum roll, please. This is a rockin' and rollin' week. The energies shift, and we actually, by the end of the week, we get into a retrograde-free zone. But that doesn't come until we turn the dial, till we switch. We have an about face type of week this week. So gather all your energy. Gather all your belongings. It's like getting off a plane. Well, it's about to deboard a plane this week, but like there's turbulence on the landing. Okay, we have turbulence coming to the landing this week. Okay, so I want you to think that you're on the descent and you're coming to your destination. All right, that just came to me. I just want to let you know that just came to me. I prep before every podcast, and baby, that just came. So, thank you to the universe. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's what this week is like. There is turbulence coming to a landing. Now, last week we had Mars station finally, and we talked about the horoscopes for all 12 signs last week. This week, remember that Mars is in the sign of Gemini until it's either in the end of March or in April when he actually switches into Cancer. So we have him now in his cosmic cleanup time. Now he's in go mode, right? He's moving forward. Gemini has a lot to do with community. Well, this week we're going to be talking a lot about Aquarian energy. One, because Aquarius season begins. Second, we have the Lunar New Year, which is also the Aquarius new moon. Third, we have Uranus stationing to go forward again. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. So now we have a double dose of community energy. Aquarius rules the global community, the global collective. How do my actions affect the collective as a whole? Gemini is, how do my actions affect my immediate surroundings, my immediate sense of community? Now, community can be family, it can be a roommate, it can be sisters, brothers, cousins, but it's more around you. It's your neighborhood. It's the areas, a little short distance, little trips. Like if you're familiar with LA, like North Hollywood to Burbank or Santa Monica to Venice. It's like these little mini little communities, right, that are in your immediate surroundings, right? And Aquarius is on the other side of like, oh, I can connect with somebody in Indonesia. I can connect with somebody in Australia. I have clients in Germany and London, in Australia, in the States, on the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, right? That's Aquarius. Aquarius is, using your voice to appeal to the masses or to help the collective in a big way. Okay? So we have got a lot of energy for the next 30 days once the sun enters Aquarius, which is on Friday, the 20th, where we're really looking at our surroundings. Who's around us? Who's the tribe that is going to lift us, support us, be there for us? This becomes the energy. Okay? Now, this week we have Mercury stationing direct. So that is hallelujah, do a dance, do a dance, do it, do it, do it, dance. If you're driving, make it pop. If you're walking, make it pop. If you're sitting, make it pop. If you're standing, do the top, top. Okay, that is the vibe this week because finally Mars in Gemini has been answering, looking to Mercury to make its direction make sense, to point it. Like Mars has been like, hey, Mercury, give me the compass. Am I going north, east, south, west? And Mercury's been like, well, what do I know? I'm back. I'm going back. I'm not ready to go forward yet. I'm still like, hey, slow down for a second, gather a little bit more intel, get a little bit more information. So where you've been feeling this is, so Mercury's in Capricorn. So you've been feeling that in the Capricorn parts of your chart. But now Mars in Gemini is, there's Gemini, and then you also have to look at Virgo because Virgo is the other sign ruled by Mercury. So the Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn placements have just been going through the ringer since September last year, right? Since September! Because Mars entered his retrograde shadow back in September. So now the frustration begins to lift. The lack of direction begins to lift. Now, Mars is a slow burn. He does not clear his retrograde shadow until mid-March. But that's okay. He's moving forward, right? So now he's just building momentum. Mercury is building momentum. And then the Aquarius of it all, with the sun on Friday, and then the Aquarius new moon / Lunar New Year on Saturday, we now initiate a new energy. And my God, aren't we all happy with a new energy? So we're going to be talking about that. Now, Mercury's going to be still making, remember, when you're in the post-retrograde shadow, there's now the third and final repetition of the aspects it made when it was pre-shadow, in the retrograde, now after the retrograde, right? Things start coming together. Now loose ends start getting tied up, right? So now we're going to have the third repetition. So we have part 2 and 3 of the first Mercury aspects. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. I don't want to get anybody overwhelmed. We're going to talk about it. And then last but not least this week, Venus meets up with Saturn. So now it's time to get real, right? It's time to get real about our money. It's time to get real about our relationships. It's time to get real about our desires. And this is going to take me right into the news board items. Okay, there's a few things on the news board before we dive into the moons and the planets that I want to talk with you. The first thing, this was my nice little segue, is that by the end of this week, those of you that looked at the 2023 Vision Board template, this is the week. If you have not looked at it since, or if you haven't made any changes since you first did it, this is the week I want you to revisit that vision board. And I want you to finalize it by the end of the weekend. Okay, when Venus meets up with Saturn, it is a contract. It's a deal saying, okay, you've manifested under that new moon, hopefully. If not, don't worry. I'm going to give all 12 signs horoscopes for the new moon. But the next day, Venus meets up with Saturn and goes, and then that's the deal you're making, right? With Venus in the mix, it's about love, relationship, desire, money, and Saturn, duty, responsibility, accountability, and a plan, right? So with that new moon, we're not just going to say, this is what I'm calling in. We're also going to say, this is what I'm committed to doing in order to get what I want. But that vision board is going to be your roadmap until we get to the Aquarius full moon in Leo season time, right? In the summer. So that's first and foremost on the news board. Revisit your vision board. I'm going to send a note this week about how to really, we're going to add layers to that vision board, okay? So there's going to be the surface level of what you see. That's going to be what motivates you. But then there's going to be sub-layers, pictures and words, affirmations that you add to these sections of that template that are going to really supercharge your visions for the year and what you're actually going to build and create for yourself. And if you are hearing all of this, like, what is the vision board template? I am going to link it in the show notes. So no matter where you're watching this or listening to this podcast, one of the first links, I'll make it. In fact, I'll go ahead and tell you, I will make it the first link so that you can snag the vision board template, which is combining manifestation techniques that I love and use myself, plus a feng shui layout that my friend Christina Hollinger lovingly shared with the world, and I have just like totally like, whoop, yep, this is exactly what I want for myself and for my own listeners. Okay, that's newsboard item number 1. Newsboard item number 2, I have my first in-person manifestation event this week. If you are in the SoCal area and you are just ready and available to manifest with me, work with me in person in the Garden at Tansy in Burbank, baby, this is going to be such a fun event and a beautiful environment. My friend Nadia from Plantete Cafe is going to have awesome coffee. She's going to have tea. There's going to be decaf. There's going to be regular. There's going to be treats. But from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday the 21st in the Garden at Tansy, we are going to manifest together in person for the Lunar New Year / Aquarius New Moon. Okay, and we are going. We're gonna get it popping. I mean, y'all get the vibe, right? You've been listening long enough. Like you know how I go. So I'm really excited. I will drop the Eventbrite link below the vision board template if you are ready and able to come. Last but not least, and I want everybody to perk your ears up right now, because this is a game changer. I have had so many people reach out to me, whether it was email or DM, and a few friends and family that are like, yo, I am saving so I can get a reading with you. Like right now, it's tough times at Ridgemont High, but I'm going to save. And, I'm always like, yes, like, great. When it aligns, it will align. Well, guess freaking what? PayPal has saved the freaking game, changed the game. So now there are payment options now when you go to book a reading or get any kind of service or product from me. PayPal is now an option. I did a deep dive and found that I could add PayPal as a payment option, but then PayPal itself has different payment options. You can split up one payment into 4 payments. You can split it up into, I think it goes down to like, if it's I'm trying to think, I can't remember what the numbers were, but you could split up payments over 24 months so that it's like $20 a month or something. And this is like no interest. And then you get into PayPal credit. That is also an option. Now that one is like based on like your credit score. Like they give you, it's like a line of credit, like properly. I have one myself. It saves me big time when it comes to like the big ticket items that I've had to purchase or deal with, just, having a business. And that is interest-free payments for 6 months. You're interest-free. And so as long as you pay it off in the 6-month time frame, which that is what I do, you don't have to pay interest on it. So it's just a game changer. So if you've been looking at the yearly reading or just any kind of reading with me, I think even the subscriptions will work for this too. But that's charged on a recurring basis, right? So the subscriptions are, once a month it comes out. So I'm not sure how like PayPal would go. It might not be the best option for one of the reading subscriptions, like the Oracle card spreads that I do on a weekly and monthly basis. But I'm just saying, if you've been wanting to work with me and payment has been an issue, PayPal is our new best friend. And I sent an email out to the news list subscribers last week. So if you didn't get that, or if you're not on the news list, there's also a link for that in the show notes. But yeah, this is amazing. Like someone's already booked a reading, and it was a referral from a friend that's a client of mine. And my client hit me up and said, hey, I just want to let you know my best friend just booked because I forwarded her your email about PayPal, and that's the only reason she wasn't able to book before, is because she just couldn't afford it to pay all of that up front. And now she can. So anyway, if this resonates with you, you have options now, and now it just makes me really happy. I'm just really stoked to now have this option to share with all of you, because money shouldn't be the reason we don't use astrology to enhance our lives and to make our dreams a reality. That's how I feel. So anyway, moving on. News board items, right? Yep, that is all the news board items. We're going to move into the moons. Talk about these daily moons and see what she's doing. As we start the week on Monday the 16th, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So those of you that get a day off, enjoy. That Scorpio moon is a busy moon. It's got 5 aspects that day, 4 of which are adjusting, a little more difficult. They're opposing. There's a lot of relationship energy and having to adjust, overcome on Monday. The Scorpio moon goes void on Tuesday at 6:27 a.m. Remember, that's Pacific Standard Time, so make sure you adjust for your time zone. Void at 6:27 a.m. with a sextile to Pluto. So that Scorpio moon is moving forward. It is a little anxious. It can be deep-seated, it might be a little fearful, but excited at the same time. That's great energy. Then a few hours later, the moon enters Sagittarius at 9:33 a.m. Moon loves being in Sag, by the way. It's about exploration. It's about adventure. It's about, stepping out of your comfort zone. Expand, learn more, grow more, do more. It's very, very progressive. Can be a little bit on its own soapbox, but with the closing aspects, I think we'll be all right. The moon's in Sag all day Wednesday the 18th, and on the 19th, Thursday, the Sag moon goes void at 2:09 a.m. with a sextile to Saturn. So that's the Sag moon is big, bold, and boisterous. But at the end of the day, it is moving forward and it's getting real, right? It's okay, if I want to go to place X, then my plan is Y. Make sense? Then on Thursday the 19th, the moon, 9 hours later, enters Capricorn at an angel number at 11:11 a.m. The moon enters Capricorn. Now, when the moon's in Capricorn, she can be a little isolated. She's a very hard-working moon. And it's the parental energies, right? I have to isolate myself because I have a lot of work to do, and I have to be very structured and very rigid, and I got to get my stuff together. I can totally see this being when I'm in over prep mode for my event on Saturday. I can see that being my vibe. I can admit to that as a 5-time Virgo Capricorn moon, for sure. Going to be yep, sorry, can't do anything, can't go anywhere because this is what I got to do. The Cap moon on Friday makes 4 aspects. That's not too bad, but there are some adjustments there in the early morning. Quincunx to Mars, adjusting your strategy. Square to Chiron, having to overcome a little bit of fear. That's all right. Then there's a trine to Uranus a few hours after that, which is a great idea, great forward motion, kind of toss the rule book and have at it. And then on Saturday the 21st, the Capricorn moon goes void at 7:52 a.m. with a conjunction to Pluto. So it's coming to meet up with Pluto, and that can go, vibe-wise, it can go either way, right? Pluto is about that deep-seated transformation. It's about power. It's about, on a good day, it's owning your own sense of, inner authority and having that sense of, I am powerful, and my knowledge is powerful. My work is powerful. And on a bad day, it can be I have nothing. I'm worth nothing. Nothing I do is gonna achieve anything. So, honestly, obviously, I'm gonna encourage you to take the high road there, right? If you feel yourself dipping into that late. Let's see, on Thursday, Friday, early Saturday, then switch that around, turn that around and say, no, I am powerful. My work is impactful. Whether or not it's happening at the pace or the clip that you want it, remember the current status of the stars. Mars just started moving forward. Mercury's going to be moving forward. Just keep that in mind, right? Like, it's not that you're crazy. The skies have been crazy. Then the moon enters Aquarius at 10:29 a.m. on Saturday the 21st. It is in Aquarius, obviously has the new moon at 12:53 p.m. We'll talk about it. In there all day the 22nd. And on Monday the 23rd, the Aquarius moon goes void at 2:19 a.m. with a conjunction to Venus. So hello, how do we want to connect, partner, relate, and make a plan under this lovely weekend's energy with the new moon? Okay, while we are here talking about the Aquarius new moon, why don't we get into a little bit of horoscopes for all 12 signs? New moons are the time to set intentions, to plant seeds. Now, and here's the thing about new moons that I don't know if a lot of people register this. And that's no fault to anybody. This is just, what it is, because the internet will tell you a lot, like manifest. And yes, this is the time to go within. You are an empty vessel, an empty container, and it is time to add in. But just think about that for a second. We're coming out of, and this week we're working our way down. We are waning down. The moon is in its waning phase, coming down to the new moon. So we are, as we build up to Saturday, emptying our tank. So when we're planting seeds under a new moon, you're not likely... Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to feel like crap, okay? I'm going to preface this. But this does, just so for perspective, if you find yourself like in your left brain measuring, judging, and analyzing just every little thing and like, the internet tells me this, but or Graham is telling me this, but, I don't feel it. It's okay and pretty natural to not feel your best at a new moon. Because the full moon from 2 weeks prior has been asking you and illuminating you as to where some things aren't working, or just some kind of emotional climactic experience that you kind of, need to recover from. So I just want I want to validate you if you get to the new moon and you get to this weekend and you get to working on your vision board and you're not really feeling so hot. The Cancer full moon has been working its magic and has been showing you hey, we need to evaluate this. We need to evaluate our environment and our home and relationships that are really not working so great or dynamics that really just aren't serving you so much. It's a heavier experience. The new moon is that little, it's not a bright spot because you can't see the new moon. The sun, moon, and earth are in perfect alignment. So we can't see it. But it is this opportunity to change the narrative. And that's the manifestation that I want you to focus on. You are changing the narrative. And with Aquarius energy, we are looking at, or I'm going to ask you to manifest the tribe, the group, the support system that will support and help your goals for 2023. It's going to help them grow, and they're going to help make, no one's meant to go at this alone. And that is the idea of Aquarius energy. That's the idea of Mars and Gemini. You are not meant to go at this alone. And now's the time to manifest the tribe that will support your 2023 goals. Okay. So I want you to think, who right now can make that happen based on your vision board? Okay, and these are the layers, these are the sub layers that I'm going to be adding and asking you to add to your vision board this week. Who right now, and then who's on the is it a collaboration, right? This is Aquarius energy, right? Is there a collaboration that you see or feel right now based on what your goals are this year? Is there, who's the collaboration? Add that layer to your final destination, right? Whatever you're visually looking at on your vision board, the sub layer of that is oh, and this is how I'm going to get there. So if it's just like with you, it's just like, okay, here's some mantras, here's some affirmations. But if it's like, the travel and helpful people zone, that's where the collaborators go, like, here, who's going to help me get the rest of this stuff? Who's going to help make this happen? Who's going to help bring in the income? Or, who's going to pay me in order to make X, Y, and Z happen and take place. Okay. So the question I'm gonna pose to you is, where do you need support, or where can collaboration help make your dreams come true this year? Okay, so we're gonna go pretty fast so I don't talk your ear off. So fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this is all about your relationships. It is all about, this year, about collaboration. So Aries, it's your friends, it's whatever groups, your members, membership type of groups, it's communities. If you're not in something like that right now, this is what you consider. What kind of groups can I join this year? Leos, it's about your interpersonal relationships. VIP relationships, that's romantic, platonic, friendship, family. Think in double, Leo. And Sagittarius, it's in your community, right? Your best friends, your roommates, your neighbors, your favorite areas, your locales, wherever you live. That's where your sweet sauce is. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Man, I think this year the earth signs, we need support. As a Virgo, I'm talking to this for myself as well. We need support on the work front, right? In our daily actions, our daily systems. We need to bounce ideas off of somebody. We need to have someone there, or within the work environment, we become those people that now are working in tandem, working in collaboration and connection. So Taurus, go big or go home, okay? Especially with your manifestations. And talking to, manifesting people that have gone before you, right? To, elders, right? Someone that's like already doing the thing that you want to do. Like, now those people are like your, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm missing the word, but the respectful, the people that are like, oh my gosh, like you've already done what I want to do, and now I need some guidance. It's that kind of rapport that I want you to manifest in. Virgo, it's daily, 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 and it's your health, it's your wellness, it's your routines, it's your systems. Getting systems locked in place. Now that this week we have our ruling planet Mercury moving forward, this is going to be a lot easier. But this year, I want you to think in how you can get support on a daily basis, right? Like for me, I know that I want at least 1 to 2 people by the end of this year. I want 1 to 2 people on a team that I can pay. That's what I'm definitely calling in for myself this year. But Virgos, I want you to think like that too. That's going to help your day-to-day flow. And Capricorns, it's about knowing your worth, knowing your value, and knowing the kind of work that you want to do. So when you're manifesting and when you're finishing your vision board, it's you might want to add some like really good affirmations underneath some of those, as layers to what the surface level of your vision board is. Okay? It is really like knowing deep down that I deserve X, or I am worthy of this, I am worthy of my desire, and thinking about who, where, if it's a job change, this can go for any of the earth signs, but if it's a job change, Capricorn, it's like, okay, how much, getting like really organized, like, how much am I making? Who are the ideal businesses that I want to work for? But really from a financial standpoint and from an emotional standpoint, worth and value are your themes. Now, air signs, Gemini, Libras, and Aquarius, that you're front center. This is spotlight on you and being okay with it, coming to that acceptance of like, oh yes, I'm good. I feel good. And even if it's just like a lie you tell yourself for now, totally fine. But I feel good being in the spotlight. Geminis, it's about where you want to go. Manifesting travel. Manifesting, some kind of like it's like you might find inspiration for this year in books, and sometimes maybe that's a travel book, or maybe that's like learning the next thing, the next level. You want to level up wherever you're at right now. And maybe that comes through learning leadership styles, you stepping into a role as a leader, you publishing something. This is like, sharing your voice in a big way. Libras, my gosh, this is like wear your heart on your sleeve and fearlessly, boldly self-express, right? Just say, yeah, no, this is what it is. This is who I am. Take it or leave it, and this is what I have to offer. You are meant to offer something this year, Libra. This is the dynamic between this zone and Aquarius. You have to share your gifts. You were given gifts. You were granted them. Now your duty is to share them. And Aquarius, you, baby. What you want, knowing your strategy. Who is your tribe? Who is it around you that can help you get to your next phase? What is your next phase? You define your next phase. And under this new moon, and while you're working on your vision board, I want you to think about that. What is my next chapter? Where do I want to go? How do I want to get there? Who can help me get there? Okay? And then water signs, last but not least, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This new moon is activating the home front. It's activating like the cave activity, but it is giving you an opportunity to change your perspective while you're kind of like in the deep, right? So Cancers, this is like embracing your fear, embracing your shadows, embracing things that you might not want, that you kind of just but you don't really want to look at. This new moon grants an opportunity to switch that around for yourself and say, okay, I'm actually going to invest in myself. I'm actually going to invest in this relationship. I'm going to invest in productive, collaborative relationships that meet my financial goals, that meet my romantic goals, and really like an excavation of your deep-seated personal relationships, the ones that, marriages, and that can be like where your money meets somebody else's. It doesn't have to be a romantic marriage, right? You look at your mergers and go, okay, like this is where I'm starting first by, embracing my own shadows, and then taking that to the next level of like, and this is how I want to change the narrative in my shadows. Scorpios, the home front. Your environment is muy importante, Scorpios, okay? I want you to look at your surroundings. Who's your family, your found family? How can they help you bring in emotional stability, financial stability? Where do you want to go? And this is like, home is wherever you feel the warm and fuzzies, right? You don't have to be in your actual four walls in a roof. But where does that feeling follow you, and where do you feel disconnected from it? I want you to manifest more of the warm and fuzzies, whether you're in your own house or whether you are out and about with a tribe, with found family or actual family, wherever you are. But I want you to carry that feeling with you and manifest from that feeling. And Pisces, this is a real opportunity to acknowledge your behaviors, acknowledge your repeated patterns that aren't doing you any good, right? This is a wonderful year for change and transformation, and right now the Lunar New Year gives you this opportunity to say, aha. It's a little bit of that Taylor Swift song, I'm the problem, it's me. Looking at where you can hold yourself accountable. I am speaking so much right now. I just looked at how long this podcast has been. Okay, so Pisces, this is like, maybe you want to retract a little bit. You want to retreat a little bit, go within, process, acknowledge what you need to see. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and see what message comes to you. See, maybe it's a word, maybe it's a phrase, maybe it's a picture, an image, a concept. What is that? And I want you to hold on to that. And if it's something negative, let that go. if it's something positive or creatively inspiring, hold on to that and manifest with that image, word, phrase, and go from there, okay? So there's your horoscopes for the Lunar New Year. We're entering the year of the water rabbit. And more on that in something I'll send you since I've already overspoke. Now, let's talk about the planets. First and foremost, Mercury stations direct on Wednesday the 18th. Hallelujah. The pre-shadow was December 13th to the 29th of 2022. He has been retrograde from the 29th of December through the 18th. And now he enters his post-RX shadow from the 18th to February 7th. So Mercury's going to be cleaning things up until February 7th, and then he moves forward. Now, on Monday, he has his second adjustment to Mars. Look back to December 15th, in and around, give it a day or two, and you'll find out what that part 2 is coming back to. You're re-looking at a strategy or things that you were trying to move on in or around December 15th. But then on Friday, Mercury's now moving forward, and he has his third adjustment to Mars. Okay, so you've got the December 15th, January 16th, and then he comes up and says, okay, got it, making my last tweaks and adjustments, I'm moving forward. Also, on Friday, the sun enters Aquarius at 12:30 a.m. Happy birthdays, Aquarius! Then the Aquarius new moon, we've already talked about it, is at 12:53 p.m. on Saturday at 1 degrees 33 minutes. So I want you to look at anything in your chart that's at 1 degrees in or around. You can go 29 to 3 and see, and then look at your fixed signs. Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and this new moon is really talking to those areas and those points. On Sunday, Venus meets up with Saturn at 2:13 p.m. Time to get real, time to get serious about love, money, desire. Last but not least, Uranus stations direct, our cosmic rebel who says, you got to just do it your way. Be different, be a rebel, be individualistic, but, be an individual in the group, right? Your sense of individuality actually sends a positive vibration to the collective, but he's been backwards, and now he stations direct at 2:59 p.m. on Sunday the 22nd, and with that, the retrograde free zone begins. Party people, this is so exciting, because when we have a retrograde free zone, which I'll talk more about next week, it is all systems go, and we are going, gone. Okay, and your dreams, just wait. Your dreams and your vision board, they're about to turn up. So I will see you throughout the week. I will be sending articles out and horoscopes out for everyone on the news list, so make sure you're on it if you're not. And look at those show notes. I hope that I meet you at Tansy for the Lunar New Year event this Saturday at 21st. And remember, there are split payments on PayPal now. So now you can get any service or product from me and be able to split your payments. Sending a huge amount of cosmic love to you during this turbulent week. But remember, we are coming to landing, and then we're at the destination ready to go. We'll talk more about that next week. Sending big love. Bye. This is Graham Breitenstein, and you've been listening to This Week with Drunk Astrology. If you want to follow Drunk Astrology, head to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and hit that follow button. And if you want to learn how to put astrology in motion for you, head to drunkastro.com and get on the insider list. If you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on Apple, Spotify, and Google platforms. Tune in next week for yet another opportunity to work in sync with the stars. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.